It is that time of the week. Peter's Pans and Picks about all things travel. Joining us now, my friend of the stream, CBS travel editor, man about the world, Peter Greenberg. Mr. Greenberg.
Yes, sir.
Where are you today?
Today I'm on the central coast of California in a community called Santa Maria.
Oh, and what do you do there?
Doing a story on a very interesting agricultural community that most people don't realize had a lot of hidden gems. Part of my my PBS television show.
Okay, wouldn't have expected that in California. Look forward to that. I look forward to all your things on all your different mediums. PBS, Amazon, We've asked you about this before. One of your topics, one of the things you like to hit hard. Dangerously close calls between airplanes around the country. We've got trouble on planes, Boeing planes, of course, you know, blowout, Now it appears some help may be coming for some of those areas. $105 billion coming to the FAA to help hire more air traffic controllers, implement new tech to avoid disasters. So that's a specific earmark for one facet of safety. A good first step? If so, what's step two? Like this money wouldn't have helped identify the Boeing issues like the FAA should have, correct?
Correct. We're talking about air traffic control staffing levels. Think about this. There are 1,000 fewer air traffic controllers working today than there were working 10 years ago. That's unacceptable. Right now, at many air traffic control centers, the staffing threshold is below 85%, which means a lot of these controllers are doing something you never want them to do, mandatory overtime. So part of what this new bill is doing is to get the funding out there to hire new controllers, but I have to caution you, that doesn't mean they're starting work tomorrow. There's a 2 to 3 year training curve there, but it's good news. The second thing it's doing is to actually dealing with what we call the fatigue issue. And they're going to increase the mandatory hours of rest required between shifts. That's a necessary one. It may not alleviate problems for this summer because of frequency and traffic. Remember last year, the FAA actually appealed to airlines to reduce their frequency of flights by 10% in the Northeast corridor. That may happen again this summer. Now, there's one other good thing in the bill, and that is about accident investigation. You may have heard of something called the CVR. It stands for the Cockpit Voice Recorder.
Oh, yeah.
It gives investigators the last 30 minutes of conversation in any cockpit so they can actually try to figure out a time plan or a time span when they're investigating an accident. 30 minutes is usually not enough time, number one. Number two, it's easily erasable, which is not exactly what you want. So in the new bill, they're giving it up to 25 hours, the last 25 hours of recorded time. Remember, the technology is available. They just have to install the new equipment, and that is good news.
Okay, so two good things there. Still a ways to go, but step in the right directions. You've been hammering FAA underfunding and how that makes us basically all less safe. American Airlines cutting flights because of, talk about being less safe. Boeing can't deliver safe to fly planes. Safe to fly, they said in quotes. In Chicago, we know American daily flights from the city to Paris will be cut from everyone is blaming Boeing right now. Southwest, Seems to be easy to blame them. Is there truth to that, or are they just kind of easy punching bag right now?
The answer is yes to both. Okay. Keep in mind that Boeing is behind about 6,000 deliveries of new planes. And when you have that problem in the supply chain, airlines can't support their schedules. So what you see is Southwest Airlines have had to completely restructure their summer flight schedule because they simply didn't have the planes to support it. And American, not only that, had to cut flights because they couldn't get deliveries of their 787s, the Dreamliners, on their long-haul flights. This is a problem. So you're going to see flight consolidations already, flight cancellations, and route disruptions, meaning a lot of routes that were announced may not be flown this summer, or routes that were about to be announced may be delayed and may not be flown until next year. What does that mean to everybody watching? Those planes are going to be full this summer, and airfares may have nowhere to go but up.
Okay, construction is now underway. Last question on what's expected to be the fastest train line in the country. Connect Las Vegas and Los Angeles. You're a big Las Vegas fan, and I agree with you after our talk about how they transform themselves into a mega entertainment complex versus just, casinos. So, okay, going to take about half the time it usually takes, drive, so on and so forth. When we talk about trains, it's usually about a derailment or some failed project in Chicago like Elon Musk's underground train from the Loop to O'Hare. Do you remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
What a fail.
Oh, yeah. But what's interesting
even
here
dig a hole.
is got to go back to look at what Brightline has done in Florida.
Okay.
What they've done is they've taken a lot of cars off the I-4. It's a really easy route. They've even added stations now. You can actually take the train from Orlando all the way to Palm Beach. It's great.
Right.
And it's fast, and it's comfortable, and they're doing a great job. It's exactly the same goal between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, to take a lot of cars off the I-10 and the I-15 and actually make it easier for people to get there, not to mention the environmental impact as well. So it's not happening tomorrow. They've just announced they're groundbreaking right now. But sometime in the next 3 to 4 years, we might actually see this.
And the name of it's the same company that created the Florida train.
Correct, Brightline.
Brightline. And the Florida train is called?
It's called Brightline.
Oh, the Brightline. Okay. And
yeah.
it runs
but
down
the good news is they
West
are
Coast.
actually doing a great job there. And it becomes a much, I mean, in terms of traffic, environmental impact, and cost, it's making a difference.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Something that costs the taxpayer that probably a little seems to be working and working well. Peter Greenberg, that's why we're bringing you in here. We always learn something. We appreciate my fun, safe travels. We'll see you in a week.
You got it.